Thanksgiving morning, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. to silence. Not the peaceful kind where the world is still sleeping. The wrong kind. The kind that presses against your chest like a weight and makes you check your phone twice to make sure it's actually working. Before I tell you what happened when those 25 missed calls finally came through 5 days later, tell me where you're listening from. Because what I'm about to share isn't just my story. It's about every person who's ever been taken for granted by the people they love most. It's about the moment you realize that being reliable doesn't mean you have to be invisible. My name is Margaret Chin. I'm 68 years old. I've been a widow for 27 years, ever since my husband David died of a heart attack when he was just 49. Our son Marcus was 14 at the time. For the past 27 years, it's been just me and Marcus. Well, me and Marcus and then Jennifer when he married her at 23, and then the grandkids. 4 beautiful grandchildren. Lily, who just turned 10. The twins Jake and Emma, who are 7. And Noah, the baby, who turned 4 in September. I live in Burlington, Vermont, in the house David and I bought in 1982. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a big kitchen with a window over the sink that looks out onto the backyard where we planted apple trees the year Marcus was born. The house is too big for me now. I know that. People have been telling me for years I should downsize, move into something smaller, easier to maintain. But I never did. This house held my memories. This house was where I raised Marcus. This house was where my grandkids came every Friday night. Every Friday night for the past 3 years, Marcus and Jennifer dropped off the kids at 6 p.m. and picked them up at 9. Date night, they called it. They needed couple time. I understood. Marriage is hard. Parenting is harder. So every Friday, I made dinner for 4 kids, supervised homework, refereed arguments, read bedtime stories, and sent them home tired and happy. I never said no. Not once in 3 years. I didn't have other plans. What would I have other plans for? I was 68, widowed, retired from my nursing job at the hospital. My life was my family. That's what I thought, anyway. The alarm went off at 5:30 that Thanksgiving morning, same as every Thanksgiving for the past 40 years. I'd been up late the night before, prepping. The turkey was a 20-pounder, the biggest I'd found at the grocery store, because Marcus always wanted leftovers and the kids ate more every year. I'd made the cranberry sauce from scratch using my mother's recipe, the one she'd taught me when I was 7 years old, standing on a step stool beside her stove. I'd prepped the sweet potato casserole, the green bean casserole, the stuffing. I'd made 4 different pies because each grandkid liked something different. Apple for Lily, pumpkin for Jake, cherry for Emma, chocolate cream for Noah. Everything was ready. The dining room table was set with the good china, the plates my mother had given me when I got married. The cloth napkins with the little embroidered turkeys, the ones she'd made by hand. The crystal glasses we only used twice a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'd even set up the kids' table in the corner, with the plastic plates shaped like turkeys that they loved, the ones with the compartments for different foods so nothing touched. I got up, made coffee in the dark kitchen, and stood at the window watching the sun come up over the apple trees. The leaves were long gone. The branches were bare and black against the pink sky. It was going to be a beautiful day. Cold, clear, perfect Vermont November weather. I checked my phone. 5:47 a.m. No messages. That was fine. Normal. Marcus and Jennifer were probably still sleeping. The kids would be bouncing off the walls with excitement, waking them up too early, the usual chaos of a holiday morning. They'd text me when they were getting ready to leave. They'd be here by 10, maybe 10:30. I had hours. I put the turkey in the oven at 7. 20 pounds at 325 degrees meant about 6 hours. It would be perfect by 1 p.m. I started on the side dishes, working my way through the list I'd written out the night before. Peel potatoes. Make mashed potatoes. Assemble green bean casserole. Put sweet potato casserole in the oven. Everything timed perfectly so it would all be hot at the same time. At 8:30, I set the table. The good china looked beautiful in the morning light. The napkins folded into perfect triangles. The crystal glasses sparkling. I put out the fancy napkin rings, the silver ones with the acorns on them. I arranged the centerpiece, a cornucopia I'd filled with gourds and mini pumpkins and dried flowers. Everything was perfect. By 9 a.m., I was thinking they'd text soon. They lived 30 minutes away, in Essex. If they left at 9:30, they'd be here by 10. Right on time. I sent Marcus a text, "Morning. Turkey's in the oven. Can't wait to see you all." The message showed delivered. Then, after a moment, read. But no response. That was fine. He was probably getting the kids ready, helping Jennifer pack up the diaper bag and snacks and whatever else you need when you travel with 4 kids. I knew how chaotic it could be. I'd done it myself when Marcus was little. 9:30 came. No text. 10 o'clock, still nothing. I called Marcus. It went straight to voicemail. "Hey honey, just checking in. Let me know when you're on your way. Love you." I tried to focus on the cooking. The turkey smelled amazing. The house was filled with that rich, savory smell that meant home and family and tradition. The smell of every Thanksgiving since 1982, since David and I hosted our first holiday in this house. 10:30, I called Jennifer. Her phone went to voicemail too. "Hi sweetheart, just wanted to make sure everything's okay. Give me a call when you get a chance." That's when the unease started. Not panic. Not yet. Just a small twist in my stomach. The kind you get when something feels off but you can't quite name it. The kind you tell yourself is nothing, everything's fine, don't overreact. I texted Marcus again, "Everything okay? Turkey's almost done. The kids must be so excited." Delivered. Read. No response. 11 a.m. I tried their home phone. It rang and went to the machine. I didn't leave a message. What would I say that I hadn't already said? I walked through the house, checking everything. The table was perfect. The food was ready. The presents were wrapped and hidden in my bedroom closet. I'd gotten Lily a set of books she'd been asking for, the fantasy series all her friends were reading. Art supplies for the twins, the expensive kind with the good markers and the thick paper. A stuffed dinosaur for Noah, the T-Rex he'd pointed at last time we went to the toy store. Everything was ready. Except for the one thing that mattered. By 11:30, I was pacing. Living room to kitchen to dining room to living room. I kept picking up my phone, checking for messages, putting it down. Nothing. At noon, I did what I'd been avoiding. I opened Facebook. I didn't use Facebook much. I had an account because Jennifer had set it up for me years ago so I could see pictures of the grandkids. I logged in maybe once a week, scrolled through, liked a few photos, logged out. It wasn't really my thing. But Jennifer posted constantly. Every milestone, every moment, documented and shared with her 487 friends. I opened her profile. The first post I saw was from 6 hours ago. Posted at 6:30 that morning. It was a photo. All 6 of them. Marcus, Jennifer, Lily, Jake, Emma, and Noah. Standing on a beach. Palm trees behind them. Bright blue water. Sunshine. Everyone was wearing matching white linen outfits. Barefoot in the sand. Marcus had his arms around Jennifer. Lily was holding Emma's hand. Jake was making a silly face. Noah was laughing, his mouth wide open in pure joy. The caption read, "Thanksgiving in Paradise. So grateful for this amazing family getaway to Hawaii. Hibiscus airplane # blessed # family first # Thanksgiving 2024 # Hawaii life # making memories." I stared at the screen. Read it again. Again. Hawaii. They were in Hawaii. My hand started shaking so badly I had to set the phone down on the kitchen counter. I stared at the turkey through the oven window. The golden brown skin, the perfect cooking, the hours of work. At the dining room table, set for 7. At the kids' table in the corner. At the pies cooling on the counter. I picked up my phone and scrolled through Jennifer's Facebook feed. More photos. So many photos. The airport, posted yesterday afternoon. Hawaii bound. The kids are so excited. Airplane palm tree, a shot of them boarding the plane. Lily holding a stuffed dolphin. The twins with Mickey Mouse ears even though they weren't going to Disneyland. A video of all 4 kids singing in the terminal. Another video of Jennifer and Marcus with umbrella drinks. Adults need vacations too. Tropical drink. More photos. The hotel lobby. Their room. The view from their balcony. The hotel pool. Lily doing a hula dance. The boys making sandcastles. Emma with an ice cream cone bigger than her head. Every single post was public. Visible to all 487 of Jennifer's Facebook friends. Including me. Including my sister Linda, who had commented on one of the photos, so jealous. You guys look amazing. Have the best time. My sister knew. Jennifer's friends knew. The internet knew. Everyone knew they were in Hawaii for Thanksgiving except me. They hadn't cancelled. They hadn't called. They'd just left. I sat down at the kitchen table. Just sat there, staring at nothing. My brain couldn't process it. Couldn't make sense of it. This was supposed to be Thanksgiving. This was supposed to be our day. For 40 years, I'd hosted Thanksgiving. When Marcus was a baby. When David was alive and we'd laugh in the kitchen while I cooked. After David died and it was just me and teenage Marcus and I'd cry in the bathroom and then come out smiling. When Marcus brought Jennifer home for the first time, nervous, asking if she could come to Thanksgiving, and I'd said of course, we'd love to have her. When they announced they were engaged at Thanksgiving dinner. When Lily was born and they brought her, tiny and pink and perfect, for her first Thanksgiving at 3 months old. Every major moment in my family had happened around this table, on this day. And this year, they'd decided to go to Hawaii. Without telling me. Without inviting me. Without even mentioning it. I looked at Jennifer's post again. The comments were pouring in. 53 comments already. So jealous. You guys look amazing. Best parents ever. Living your best life. That's how you do holidays. Goals. My sister Linda's comment, beautiful family. Have a wonderful time. Soak up that sunshine for those of us stuck in the cold. She knew. They all knew. Everyone except me. I scrolled back through Jennifer's feed. Looking for clues. Looking for when this had been planned. 3 weeks ago, a post about exciting plans coming together. 2 weeks ago, a photo of Hawaiian guidebooks from the library. 10 days ago, a post asking for restaurant recommendations in Maui. A week ago, last-minute shopping for our big trip. They'd been planning this for weeks. Maybe months. And no one had told me. I thought back to my last conversation with Marcus. 3 days ago. Monday afternoon. I'd called to confirm Thanksgiving, the way I always did. Make sure they weren't bringing anyone extra, check if any of the kids had developed new food allergies or preferences. He'd answered on the second ring. Hey Mom, what's up? Just confirming for Thursday. You're still coming around 10, right? Yeah, definitely. Can't wait. The kids are excited? Oh man, they've been talking about your pumpkin pie all week. Jake asked me yesterday if it was time for Grandma's pie yet. I'd laughed. Tell him I made chocolate cream just for Noah, but there's plenty of pumpkin too. You're the best, Mom. See you Thursday. See you Thursday, honey. Love you. Love you too. He'd lied. Straight to my face. Well, to my ear. But the point stood. He'd lied. He'd said can't wait and see you Thursday, and he'd already booked flights to Hawaii. Already packed the bags. Already made plans to spend Thanksgiving 5,000 miles away. And Jennifer. I thought about all the times I'd watched her kids. All the Friday nights. The last-minute calls. Margaret, I know this is short notice, but could you possibly watch the kids tonight? Marcus has a work thing and I have a hair appointment. Margaret, Emma's school called and she's sick, but I'm stuck in a meeting. Could you pick her up? Margaret, Jake has soccer practice but I double-booked myself, could you take him? And I always said yes. Always. Because that's what grandmothers do. That's what family does. You help each other. You're there for each other. Except apparently, they were only there for each other. I got up and walked to the dining room. Looked at the table. 7 places set. The good china. The embroidered napkins. The crystal glasses catching the light. The centerpiece with the cornucopia. The kids' table in the corner. I'd spent 40 years building a life around my family. After David died, Marcus was everything. I worked double shifts at the hospital to put him through college. 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week, my feet aching, my back screaming, because I wanted him to have opportunities one never had. I wanted him to graduate without debt. When he did, I cried at his graduation, so proud I thought my heart would burst. When he married Jennifer, I gave them $20,000 toward the down payment on their house. Money from my retirement savings. Money I'd been setting aside for years. They said they'd pay me back, but they never did, and I never asked. It was fine. That's what parents do. When the grandkids came, I was the reliable one. The backup plan. The emergency contact on every school form. I showed up to every recital, every soccer game, every school play. When Jennifer went back to work, I watched the kids 2 days a week. When they needed date night, I was there. When they wanted a weekend away, just the 2 of them, I took all 4 kids for 3 days and somehow survived. I was the grandmother who asked for nothing and gave everything. And somehow, somewhere along the way, I'd become invisible. The doorbell rang. For one insane, impossible second, I thought maybe they'd come after all. Maybe the Facebook posts were old photos, maybe this was a surprise, maybe. I opened the door. Carol Henderson from next door stood there, holding a covered dish. Margaret. Happy Thanksgiving. I made extra sweet potato casserole and thought you might. She stopped, seeing my face. Honey, what's wrong? I couldn't speak. My throat had closed up. Margaret? Carol stepped inside without asking, setting the dish on the hall table. What happened? They're not coming, I heard myself say. My voice sounded strange. Flat. Like it belonged to someone else. What do you mean they're not coming? Marcus and Jennifer. The kids. They went to Hawaii. They're in Hawaii right now. Carol's eyes widened. They, what? I just saw it on Facebook. Photos from this morning. They're on a beach in Maui. On Thanksgiving? On Thanksgiving. Did they tell you they weren't coming? I shook my head. Did they call? Text? Anything? I shook my head again. They just left? They just left. Carol pulled me into a hug. I stood there, rigid, unable to move. Unable to cry. Unable to feel anything except this strange, cold numbness spreading through my chest. Oh honey, Carol said. Oh Margaret. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She held me for a long time. When she finally pulled back, her eyes were wet. This is unforgivable. You know that, right? This is not okay. I don't know what to do, I whispered. Right now, you're going to come to my house for dinner. Bob and I would love to have you. The kids are coming over around 2. We have plenty of food. I can't. Yes, you can. I have a turkey. I have all this food. I have. Then we'll bring dinner here. Or we'll take your food to our house. Whatever you want. But you're not sitting here alone on Thanksgiving. I need to think. Carol squeezed my hands. Okay. But promise me you'll call if you need anything. Anything at all. I'm right next door. I promise. After she left, I walked back through the house. The kitchen smelled like Thanksgiving. That warm, rich smell of turkey and stuffing and pie. The smell of family. Except there was no family. I opened the oven and looked at the turkey. Perfect golden brown. Done exactly right. I turned off the oven and left it inside. What was I going to do with a 20-pound turkey? I looked at my phone. No messages. No missed calls. Nothing. I scrolled through Jennifer's Facebook again. More comments. More hearts and likes. Everyone celebrating their perfect family vacation. Their perfect Thanksgiving in paradise. And then, as I was scrolling, I saw something that made my blood run cold. A comment from Marcus's cousin, Brian. Someone I'd known since he was a little boy. Brian and Marcus had been close growing up, more like brothers than cousins. The comment said, "Dude, I can't believe you pulled this off. 3 weeks of planning and you kept it secret from everyone. Epic surprise vacation. Your mom's probably loving having a quiet Thanksgiving for once. 3 weeks of planning. Kept it secret from everyone. Your mom's probably loving having a quiet Thanksgiving." They'd told people. They'd told Brian. They'd told Linda. They'd probably told half their friends. Everyone knew. Everyone except me. And Brian's comment suggested that Marcus had specifically kept it secret from me. That he'd told people not to tell me. That this wasn't an oversight or poor communication. This was intentional. I sat down on the floor. Right there in the kitchen, I just sat down on the cold tile floor, my back against the cabinet, and stared at nothing. My son had planned a vacation, lied to me about coming to Thanksgiving, and told people to keep it secret from me. He'd let me prep and cook and set the table and buy presents and wait for them to arrive, knowing they were never coming. I don't know how long I sat there. Long enough for the turkey to cool. Long enough for the sun to move across the kitchen floor. Long enough for the numbness to start cracking, and underneath, something else to emerge. Not sadness. Not grief. Anger. Pure, clean, clarifying anger. I stood up. Walked to my bedroom. Pulled out my laptop and opened it on the bed. Then I did something I'd been putting off for months. 6 months ago, my friend Patricia had moved to Arizona. To a place called Sunrise Senior Living Community in Scottsdale. She'd been sending me emails about it ever since. "Margaret, you should see this place. It's not a nursing home, it's a retirement community. People our age, activities, trips, art classes, book clubs. There's a pool and a gym and a restaurant. My apartment has a patio that looks out on the mountains. You should visit. Better yet, you should move here." I'd always made excuses. I can't leave Vermont. Marcus and the kids need me here. Maybe when I'm older. Now I pulled up my email and found Patricia's messages. Read through them. Clicked on the links she'd sent. Sunrise Senior Living Community. Independent living for active seniors 55 plus. 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Resort-style amenities. Regular social activities. Shuttle service to shopping and airports. A community of people who wanted to live, not just exist. The website showed photos of smiling seniors playing bocce ball, painting and art classes, eating together in a sunny dining room. People who looked happy. People who looked like they had lives. I scrolled to the contact page and found a phone number. It was 1:30 p.m. in Vermont, which meant 11:30 in Arizona. Probably someone would be there, even on Thanksgiving. I called. A woman answered on the third ring. Sunrise Senior Living, this is Amanda speaking. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, I said. My name is Margaret Chin. I'm interested in information about your community. Wonderful. I'd be happy to help. Are you calling for yourself or a loved one? For myself. Great. And where are you located currently? Vermont. Burlington, Vermont. Oh, you'll love the Arizona weather then. No more cold winters. She laughed. I didn't. Do you have any availability? I asked. For independent living? We do, actually. We have a one-bedroom that just became available last week. Beautiful unit on the second floor with a patio overlooking the courtyard. Can I see it? Of course. We can schedule a tour whenever you're in the area, or we can do a virtual tour if you'd like to see it sooner. Virtual tour. As soon as possible. Let me check the schedule. I actually have time right now if you're available. I know it's Thanksgiving, but I'm covering the phones today and I'd be happy to show you around on video call. Yes, I said. Right now is perfect. She emailed me a link. I clicked it on my laptop. Amanda's face appeared on screen, young and cheerful, with the Sunrise logo behind her. Can you see me? She asked. Yes. Great. Let me show you the community. For the next 45 minutes, Amanda walked me through the facility on her phone. The lobby with its comfortable seating areas and fireplace. The fitness center with its equipment and group classes. The art studio. The library. The dining room with its white tablecloths and fresh flowers on every table. The outdoor spaces with pools and gardens and walking paths. Then she took me to the available apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, open kitchen and living area. Floor-to-ceiling windows with a sliding glass door that led to a small patio. The view showed a courtyard with a fountain and palm trees and mountains in the distance. The previous resident just moved in with her daughter, Amanda explained. She kept it immaculate. Fresh paint, new carpet last year, updated kitchen appliances. How much? I asked. The monthly rate for this unit is $2,800, which includes all utilities, basic cable and internet, weekly housekeeping, and access to all amenities. Meals are available in the dining room for an additional cost, or you can cook in your own kitchen. $2,800 a month. I did the math quickly. My house was paid off. My monthly expenses were about $1,500 for property tax, insurance, utilities, and maintenance. If I sold the house, I could easily afford this. More than afford it. What's the process? I asked. To move in? Well, we require first month, last month, and a security deposit. So that would be $8,400 upfront. Then we do a brief background and reference check, just standard procedure. The whole process usually takes about a week. When were you thinking of moving? I looked around my bedroom. At the house I'd lived in for 42 years. At the life I'd built around a family that had just abandoned me on Thanksgiving. As soon as possible, I said. Is December 1st too soon? Amanda laughed. That's next week. I know. Her smile faded as she saw I was serious. Well, let me check. If you can wire the deposits by tomorrow, and if your background check goes through quickly, I think we could make it work. The apartment is empty and ready. Let's do it. Are you sure? You haven't even visited in person. Most people like to come see the community first. I'm sure. We spent another 20 minutes going over paperwork. She emailed me the application, the lease agreement, the wire transfer information for the deposits. By 3 p.m., I had filled everything out and sent it back. I'll process this first thing tomorrow morning, Amanda said. Even though it's Friday. I want to help you make this happen. Thank you. Can I ask, is everything okay? This seems very sudden. Everything's fine, I lied. I've just been thinking about this for a while. Time to make a change. After we hung up, I sat on my bed and stared at the laptop screen. The lease agreement, filled out and signed. My new address, Sunrise Senior Living Community, Apartment 214, Scottsdale, Arizona. I was really doing this. I got up and walked to the kitchen. Pulled out my phone and opened my contacts. Scrolled to the M's. Found the number I needed. United Van Lines answered on the second ring. United Van Lines, this is Brenda speaking. How can I help you today? I need to schedule a move. From Vermont to Arizona. Okay, great. And when are you looking to move? Next week. November 27th. Next week? I could hear her typing. That's very soon. Let me see what we have available. Yes, actually, we do have a crew in the Burlington area that week. Most people don't move over Thanksgiving week, so we have more flexibility. How much are you moving? Not much. I'm downsizing significantly. Probably just personal items, clothes, some furniture, kitchen things. Maybe a small one-bedroom apartment's worth of stuff. And the rest? I'll need to sell or donate most of my furniture. Do you have recommendations for that? Absolutely. We work with several estate sale companies. They can handle pricing, advertising, managing the sale. We also partner with donation centers for anything that doesn't sell. Good. I want to sell the dining room set, the living room furniture, most of the bedroom furniture. Keep a few personal items. We can definitely coordinate that. I'll email you contact information for estate sale companies in your area. For the move itself, from Vermont to Arizona, you're looking at about $4,500 to $6,000 depending on exact weight. That's fine. Book it. Are you sure you don't want to wait until after the holidays? Moving during Thanksgiving week can be stressful. Book it, I repeated. Okay. Let me get your information. I spent the next 30 minutes giving Brenda my details. By the time we hung up, the move was scheduled. November 27th, a week from today. The movers would arrive at 8 a.m., pack everything I wanted to keep, and have it delivered to Arizona by December 2nd. It was 4 p.m. now. The sun was starting to set. The house was getting dark. I hadn't turned on any lights. I just sat at the kitchen table in the growing shadows, looking at my phone. Still no messages from Marcus or Jennifer. I opened Facebook again. More photos from Hawaii. Sunset over the ocean. The kids playing in the pool. A family selfie at dinner, everyone smiling, everyone happy. The caption on the dinner photo, thankful for this perfect day with my perfect family. Best Thanksgiving ever. Turkey red heart. Best Thanksgiving ever. I closed Facebook and opened my contacts. Found my real estate agent, Linda Morrison. She'd sold me this house in 1982. We'd stayed friends over the years. I knew she'd be with her family today, but I called anyway. She answered on the third ring. Margaret. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi Linda. I'm sorry to bother you on the holiday. No bother at all. We just finished dinner. Is everything okay? I need to sell my house. There was a pause. Sell your house? Yes. As quickly as possible. Margaret, that's a big decision. Are you sure? Maybe we should set up a meeting next week to discuss. I'm moving to Arizona. I'm leaving December 1st. I need the house listed immediately. Another pause, longer this time. December 1st. That's next week. I know. That's very fast. What happened? Is Marcus moving you closer to him? No. I'm moving by myself. To a retirement community. Does Marcus know? No. Margaret. Linda, I need your help. Can you list my house quickly or not? I heard her sigh. Yes. Yes, I can list it quickly. In this market, with a house like yours in that neighborhood, we could probably have offers within a week. Maybe faster. But Margaret, this is your home. You've lived there for over 40 years. Are you absolutely certain? I've never been more certain of anything in my life. Okay. Okay. Let me come by tomorrow. I'll bring a photographer. We can do pictures and measurements, get it listed by Saturday. But I really think you should take some time to think about this. There's nothing to think about. I'll see you tomorrow. Margaret, please tell me what happened. Tomorrow, Linda. We'll talk tomorrow. I hung up before she could ask more questions. It was dark now. Fully dark. The kitchen was black except for the glow of my phone screen. I sat there in the darkness for a long time, thinking about the house. Every room held memories. The living room where Marcus learned to walk. The backyard where David taught him to ride a bike. The kitchen where I'd made a million meals. The dining room where we'd celebrated every holiday. But memories are just that. Memories. The past. And the past was over. The people in those memories were gone. David was dead. Marcus was in Hawaii, posting photos of his perfect family vacation. The grandson who used to beg me to read him the dinosaur book had grown into a man who could lie to my face without blinking. I got up and turned on the lights. The kitchen blazed to life. The turkey still sat in the oven, cold now. The pie still cooled on the counter. The table was still set in the dining room. I walked to the dining room and looked at it. Really looked at it. The good china. The embroidered napkins. The crystal glasses. The centerpiece. All of it, waiting for people who were never coming. I started clearing the table. Put the china back in the cabinet. Folded the napkins and put them in the drawer. Washed the crystal glasses and dried them carefully before putting them away. Dismantled the centerpiece and threw the dried flowers in the trash. Then I went to the kids' table. The plastic turkey plates. The little cups. The napkins with cartoon turkeys on them. I stacked them all in a box and carried the box to the garage. Put it on a shelf next to the Christmas decorations. I wouldn't need it anymore. Back in the kitchen, I pulled the turkey out of the oven. 20 pounds of perfectly cooked bird. I wrapped it in foil and put it in the refrigerator. Then I covered all the side dishes and put them away too. Maybe Carol would take some. Maybe I'd donate it to a soup kitchen. I didn't know. I didn't care. The pies were harder. I'd made them for the kids. Each one chosen specifically for a child I loved. But those children were in Hawaii, eating hotel food, not thinking about grandma's pies. I wrapped them and put them in the fridge too. By 8 p.m., the kitchen was clean. You'd never know I'd spent 2 days preparing for Thanksgiving. Everything was put away, tucked out of sight. I ordered Chinese food. Sesame chicken and fried rice. Ate it alone at the kitchen counter, scrolling through apartment listings in Scottsdale on my phone. My phone buzzed. A text from Carol, checking in. Are you okay? We saved you a plate if you want to come over. I texted back, I'm fine. Thank you for thinking of me. Are you sure you don't want company? I'm sure. I appreciate it, Carol. Happy Thanksgiving. I didn't hear from Marcus or Jennifer. The next morning, Black Friday, I woke up at 6 a.m. with a sense of purpose I hadn't felt in years. I had a list. A long list. Things to do before December 1st, which was now only 6 days away. First, the money. I needed to wire $8,400 to Sunrise Senior Living for the apartment deposits. I needed to set aside money for the movers. I needed to organize my finances for the move. I got dressed and drove to the bank as soon as it opened at 9. My banker, Stephen, looked surprised to see me. Margaret. Day after Thanksgiving. I'm surprised you're not with family. Change of plans, I said. I need to move some money around. Sure, what can I help you with? I need to wire $8,400 to Arizona today. And I need to talk about moving my accounts. Moving your accounts? I'm relocating to Arizona next week. His eyebrows went up. Next week? Yes. That's very sudden. Does this have to do with Marcus? Is he moving too? No. Just me. Oh. Well, we can definitely help with that. Let me get your information. We spent an hour setting everything up. The wire transfer went through. Stephen helped me update my address, arranged to have new checks and cards sent to Arizona, explained how to close the Vermont accounts once I was settled. You know, he said as we finished, this is a big change. Moving across the country he stopped himself. At my age? I finished for him. I didn't mean it like that. It's fine. Yes, it's a big change. But I'm 68, not 88. I'm healthy. I'm mobile. If not now, when? He smiled. Good point. Well, good luck to you, Margaret. Arizona will be lucky to have you. From the bank, I went to the post office. Filed a change of address form. Updated my address with Social Security. Called my doctor's office and requested my medical records be transferred. Called my insurance company and changed my address there too. By noon, I'd checked off half the items on my list. Linda called at 1. I'm on my way over with the photographer. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be. They arrived 20 minutes later. Linda took one look at my face and pulled me into a hug. Okay, I'm not asking questions. But I'm here if you want to talk. There's nothing to talk about. Let's just get the house listed. The photographer spent 2 hours taking pictures. Every room, every angle. Linda walked through taking measurements and notes. When they were done, Linda sat with me at the kitchen table. This house will sell fast, she said. The location is excellent. The bones are solid. With some minor updates, it would be perfect for a young family. Sell it as is, I said. I don't want to do any updates. I don't have time. Okay. We can list it as is. In this market, you'll still get plenty of interest. I'm thinking we price it at $425,000. It should move quickly. Fine. Margaret. Linda reached across the table and took my hand. Tell me what happened. Why are you doing this so fast? They went to Hawaii, I said. Marcus and Jennifer and the kids. For Thanksgiving. They didn't tell me. They let me cook and prep and wait for them, and they were on a beach in Maui. Linda's face went pale. They what? I found out on Facebook. Jennifer posted pictures yesterday morning. They've been planning it for weeks. Oh my God, Margaret. Did they call? Did they explain? No. I haven't heard from them at all. That's unforgivable. It's clarifying, I said. That's what it is. Clarifying. I've spent 27 years building my life around Marcus. Being available whenever he needed me. Putting my life on hold for his family. And this is what I get. Forgotten. Taken for granted. Treated like I don't matter. So you're selling your house and moving across the country? Yes. Without telling them? Without telling them. Linda squeezed my hand. You know what? Good. Good for you. They had their chance to treat you right. They blew it. We spent another hour going over paperwork. By the time Linda left at 4 p.m., the house was officially listed. The photos were uploaded. The listing would go live tomorrow morning, Saturday. I spent the rest of Friday evening going through closets and drawers, sorting my life into 3 piles: pack, sell, donate. It was surprising how little I actually needed. Most of the furniture could go. The big dining room set that seated 12, I'd never need that again. The king-size bed that David and I had shared, too big for one person. The living room furniture, the guest bedroom furniture, most of it could go. I'd keep my clothes, my photos, my books. Some kitchen items. A few pieces of furniture for the new apartment, a chair I loved, a small bookshelf, my grandmother's cedar chest. Everything else was just things. Stuff that filled space but didn't fill my life. The photos were harder. I'd spent 40 years collecting photographs. Albums and albums of memories. Marcus as a baby, as a child, as a teenager. His wedding. The grandkids. Every moment documented. I sat on the floor of my bedroom, surrounded by albums, and made a decision. I'd keep some. The important ones. David and me on our wedding day. Marcus as a newborn. A few key moments. The rest could stay with the house. Or Marcus could have them if he wanted them. They were his childhood too, after all. By Saturday morning, my phone was blowing up. The listing had gone live at 8 a.m. I had texts from neighbors, friends, people I hadn't talked to in years. Margaret, I just saw your house is for sale. Is everything okay? Are you really moving? Where are you going? Is Marcus moving you close to him? I didn't answer any of them. Linda called at 10 a.m. We have 4 showing requests already. Can you make yourself scarce this afternoon? I have people coming at 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll go to the library. I spent Saturday afternoon at the library, sitting in a quiet corner, reading a book I couldn't focus on. My phone kept buzzing. More texts. More questions. Still nothing from Marcus or Jennifer. At 5 p.m., Linda called. 3 of the 4 showings want to make offers. I'm writing them up now. We'll probably have them by tonight or tomorrow morning. That was fast. I told you. Great house, great location, priced right. You're going to have your pick of buyers. Sunday brought more showings. By Sunday evening, we had 6 offers. All above asking price. All cash or pre-approved financing. I chose the highest offer, $445,000, all cash, 30-day close, no inspection contingency. Linda called me Sunday night. You just made $20,000 over asking price. And they want to close as fast as possible. We could have this wrapped up by mid-December. Perfect. Margaret, are you sure? Once you accept, it's hard to back out. I'm sure. Accept the offer. Done. Monday morning, I was at the library again. I'd basically moved there for the week to stay out of the way of showings, when my phone finally rang with Marcus's number. I let it go to voicemail. He called again. Voicemail. A text, Mom, what's going on? Carol said there's a for sale sign in your yard? I didn't respond. Another call. Another text. Mom, seriously, call me back. What's happening? I turned off my phone. That evening, when I turned it back on, I had 17 missed calls. 12 voicemails. 23 texts. I listened to the first voicemail. Marcus's voice, confused and concerned. Mom, it's me. Carol said your house is for sale. Is everything okay? Are you moving? Call me back, please. Second voicemail, more urgent. Mom, seriously, pick up. Is everything okay? Are you sick? Are you in trouble? Please call me. Third voicemail, frustrated now. This is ridiculous. You can't just sell your house without talking to me about it. Call me back right now. Fourth voicemail, angry. I don't know what's going on with you, but this is crazy. You're selling the house we grew up in without even telling me? What the hell, Mom? I deleted them all without listening to the rest. The texts were similar. Confusion, concern, frustration, anger. The progression from worried son to entitled child. The last text was from Jennifer. Margaret, we're really worried about you. Please call us. We love you and we want to make sure you're okay. I typed back one sentence, I'm fine. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Hit send. 3 dots appeared immediately. She was typing. The dots stopped. Started again. Stopped. Finally, a text came through. What do you mean? We're home now. We've been back since Friday night. Home since Friday night. That was 3 days ago. And they were just now contacting me. Just now, when a neighbor told them my house was for sale. They'd been home for 3 days and hadn't called. Hadn't texted. Hadn't apologized for missing Thanksgiving. Just, nothing. I didn't respond. Tuesday morning, the estate sale company came through. A woman named Rita who did this professionally. She walked through the house, taking notes, putting price stickers on everything. We'll advertise it for this weekend, she said. Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 4. Usually we get a good crowd for estate sales. Your furniture is nice quality. It should sell well. How much do you charge? We take 35% of the total sales. We handle everything, pricing, advertising, staffing the sale, managing the money. You just have to not be here while it happens. That's fine. I won't be here anyway. Tuesday afternoon, the movers came to do a walkthrough. 2 men in United Van Lines uniforms walked through the house with clipboards, making notes. So you want to keep? The older one checked his list. 1 chair, 1 bookshelf, the cedar chest, kitchen items, clothes, personal items, and boxes you've marked keep. That's right. Everything else goes to the estate sale or donation? Yes. He whistled. That's a lot of letting go. I know. Arizona, right? Scottsdale? Yes. Nice area. My sister lives out there. She loves it. I'm looking forward to it. Well, we'll be here Wednesday morning, November 27th, at 8 a.m. We'll pack up everything you're keeping, load it on the truck, and head out. Should arrive in Arizona by December 2nd at the latest. Perfect. After they left, I sat in the living room and looked around. By this time next week, everything would be gone. The furniture sold or donated. The boxes packed and shipped. The house empty. And I'd be in Arizona, starting over. My phone rang. Marcus again. I answered this time. Mom. Finally. I've been calling you for days. I know. What's going on? Why are you selling the house? I'm moving. Moving where? Arizona. There was a long silence. Then, Arizona? Why Arizona? Because I want to live somewhere warm. Because there's a nice retirement community there. Because I can. But you can't just move across the country. What about us? What about you? We're here. The kids are here. Your family is here. Marcus, I said calmly, do you know what I did on Thanksgiving? He was quiet. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I cooked a 20-pound turkey. I made sweet potato casserole, and green bean casserole, and stuffing, and 4 different pies because each of your kids likes something different. I set the table with the good china. I bought presents for everyone. I waited. Mom. You were in Hawaii. More silence. I saw Jennifer's Facebook posts. The whole trip. Every picture. You were on a beach in Maui while I was sitting in Burlington waiting for you to show up to the Thanksgiving dinner I'd spent 2 days preparing. We can explain. When were you going to tell me? Tell you what? That you weren't coming. When were you going to let me know? It was a last-minute thing. Don't lie to me, Marcus. Your cousin Brian commented on Facebook that you'd been planning it for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You had 3 weeks to tell me you weren't coming, and you didn't. You lied to my face on Monday when I called to confirm. You said can't wait and the kids are excited and you were already packed for Hawaii. I wanted to tell you. But you didn't. You let me find out on Facebook. You let me spend Thanksgiving alone, wondering what happened. And then you didn't call for 3 days. 3 days, Marcus. You've been home since Friday night and you only called because a neighbor told you my house was for sale. We should have told you. I know that. I'm sorry. You're sorry. Yes. I'm sorry, okay? We screwed up. But selling your house? Moving across the country? That's insane. What's insane about it? Because your life is here. Your family is here. What family, Marcus? Be specific. Me. Jennifer. The kids. Your grandchildren. When's the last time you took me out to dinner? Just to spend time with me, not because it was my birthday or Mother's Day? He didn't answer. When's the last time you called just to talk? To ask how I was doing? Silence. When's the last time you invited me over for dinner at your house? We've been busy. Everyone's busy. That's not an excuse. That's a choice. What do you want me to say? I don't want you to say anything. I want you to hear me. For the first time in years, I want you to actually hear me. I'm listening. I've spent 27 years building my life around you. After your father died, you were everything. I worked myself to exhaustion to put you through college. I gave you $20,000 for your house down payment, money I've never seen again. When the grandkids came, I was there every time you needed me. Every Friday night for 3 years. Every emergency, every sick kid, every last-minute favor. I said yes to everything. I was the reliable grandmother who asked for nothing and gave everything. And we appreciate that. No, you don't. You don't appreciate it. You expect it. You've gotten so used to me always being available, always saying yes, that you don't even see me anymore. I'm just a convenience. Free babysitting. Emergency backup. The person you call when you need something. That's not fair. What's not fair is planning a vacation and not telling me you're not coming to Thanksgiving. What's not fair is lying to my face 3 days before. What's not fair is being home for 3 days and not calling until you found out I was selling my house. He was quiet for a long time. Then, voice softer, you're right. We took you for granted. I took you for granted. I'm sorry, Mom. Really? I'm so sorry. I believe you're sorry. But I'm still moving. Can we fix this? Can we start over? We can start something new. From Arizona. But the kids. The kids will be fine. They're resilient. And I'm not disappearing. You'll have my phone number. We can FaceTime. You can visit me, there's a guest room at the community center. It won't be the same. No, it won't. But that's the point. Mom, please. Please don't do this. Marcus, I'm not doing this to punish you. I'm doing this to save myself. I'm 68 years old. I don't know how many years I have left. But however many it is, I want to spend them living my life, not waiting by the phone for whenever you decide you need me. He started crying. I really fucked up, didn't I? Yes. I love you, Mom. I love you too, sweetheart. That's never changed. But love isn't enough. There has to be respect. There has to be consideration. There has to be effort. Can I come over? Can we talk in person? I'm at the library. I have showings at the house all day. Tomorrow then? Tomorrow I'm packing. The movers come Wednesday. You're really leaving Wednesday? Yes. That's in 2 days. I know. Mom. I have to go, Marcus. I'll call you when I get to Arizona. I hung up before he could respond. The next day, Tuesday evening, Marcus showed up at the house anyway. I heard his car in the driveway at 6 p.m. A knock on the door. I opened it. He stood on the porch, hands in his jacket pockets, looking older than I remembered. Tired. Guilty. Can I come in? I stepped aside. He walked into the living room and stopped. Most of the furniture was gone, sold over the weekend. The walls were bare. Boxes were stacked everywhere, labeled keep or donate. Mom, he said quietly. This is really happening. Yes. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe it took me this long. He sat on one of the remaining boxes. I sat on the floor, my back against the wall. The kids are devastated, he said. Lily cried for an hour when I told her you were moving. Jake asked if he did something wrong. Emma wants to know if you're mad at her. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just choosing differently. But they love you. I know they do. And I love them. But I can't build my life around being their grandmother anymore. They have parents. You and Jennifer. That's your job. We need you though. No, you don't. You got used to having me available all the time. That's not the same as needing me. What about Friday nights? Friday nights? The kids. Date night. What are we going to do? Find a babysitter. Like every other parent in the world. But, Marcus, did you ever once ask if I had plans? In 3 years of Friday nights, did you ever think that maybe I wanted to do something else? He looked at the floor. I'm not your built-in childcare. I'm a person. A person who gave up every Friday night because you asked and I said yes. But I'm done saying yes to things that make me invisible. I never meant to make you invisible. I know. But you did. You all did. We sat in silence for a while. Then Marcus said, "Can I tell you something?" Of course. The Hawaii trip. It wasn't last minute. We'd been planning it for 2 months. Jennifer found a deal in September. We booked it in October. I know. You know? Your cousin Brian commented on Facebook that you'd kept it secret for 3 weeks. The post showed you'd been preparing for even longer. He winced. I wanted to tell you. I really did. But Jennifer said it would be easier to just not mention it. She said you'd understand. She said you wouldn't mind having a quiet Thanksgiving for once. She said I wouldn't mind. Yes. And you believed her. I wanted to believe her. Because it was easier. Because I knew if I told you, you'd be hurt, and I'd feel guilty, and it would ruin the trip. So you chose the trip. Yes. I chose the trip. And I'm so fucking sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. Did Jennifer know? That you hadn't told me? Yes. We both knew. We talked about it. We decided together to just not say anything. I nodded slowly. Thank you for telling me the truth. Does it help? A little. It confirms what I already knew. What's that? That this wasn't an accident. It was a choice. You chose convenience over consideration. You chose to let me sit here alone on Thanksgiving rather than face an uncomfortable conversation. I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to say. What's done is done. He stood up. Can I help you pack? No. I'm almost done. When do you leave? Tomorrow morning. The movers come at 8. I'm driving to Arizona. Should take about 4 days with stops. You're driving? By yourself? Mom, that's not safe. I'm 68, not 88. I'm perfectly capable of driving across the country. Can I come with you? Help you drive? No. Why not? Because I need to do this alone. This is my journey. My fresh start. He nodded, eyes wet. Will you at least let us say goodbye? The kids want to see you before you go. I thought about it. Okay. Bring them by tomorrow morning. Around 7, before the movers get here. Thank you. He hugged me at the door. Held on tight. I love you, Mom. I really do. I know, sweetheart. I love you too. After he left, I finished packing. 1 suitcase of clothes. A box of photos. A box of books. Some kitchen items. Everything else was being donated or sold or staying with the house. By 11 p.m., I was done. The house was empty except for what the movers would take in the morning. I walked through each room, saying goodbye. The living room where Marcus learned to walk. The kitchen where David and I had made dinner together every night. The backyard where we'd planted those apple trees. Goodbye to the memories. Hello to the future. I slept on an air mattress that night, one of the few things I had left. Woke up at 5:30 on Wednesday morning. Took a shower. Got dressed. Made coffee in the kitchen one last time. At 7 a.m. sharp, Marcus's car pulled into the driveway. All 6 of them got out. Jennifer hung back, looking uncomfortable. The kids ran to me. Grandma. Lily hugged me tight. Please don't go. Oh, sweetheart. I knelt down and looked at all 4 of them. I'm not leaving because of you. You know that, right? I love you all so much. Then why are you going? Jake asked, wiping his eyes. Because Grandma needs to try something new. I'm going to live in a place with lots of other grandmas and grandpas. We're going to do art classes and book clubs and go on trips. It's going to be fun. But we won't see you, Emma said. You'll see me on the phone. On video calls. And you can come visit me. My new place has a swimming pool and it's always sunny there. Can we come for spring break? Noah asked. I looked up at Marcus. He nodded. Yes, I said. You can definitely come for spring break. We spent 20 minutes saying goodbye. Lots of hugs. Lots of tears. Jennifer finally came over, awkward and apologetic. Margaret, I'm so sorry. For everything. We really messed up. Yes, you did. Is there anything I can say? Anything I can do? You can take care of your kids and respect your husband's mother. She nodded. I will. I promise. The movers arrived at 8. Big truck, 3 men in uniforms. They had the house packed and loaded by 11:30. Everything I was keeping fit in half the truck. We'll see you in Arizona, Mrs. Chen, the driver said. December 2nd at the latest. Thank you. My car was packed. Suitcase in the trunk. GPS set to Scottsdale, Arizona. 2,450 miles. About 35 hours of driving time, which I'd spread over 4 days. I stood in the driveway and looked at the house one last time. The for sale sign in the yard. The empty windows. The home that had held my life for 42 years. Then I got in my car and drove away. The drive was long but beautiful. Through Vermont and New York and Pennsylvania and Ohio and Indiana and Illinois and Missouri and Oklahoma and Texas and New Mexico and finally Arizona. 4 days of highway, of rest stops, of cheap motels, of thinking and processing and letting go. I arrived in Scottsdale on Saturday afternoon. The Sunrise Senior Living community looked exactly like the photos. Modern buildings arranged around courtyards. Palm trees and desert landscaping. Mountains in the distance. And sunshine. So much sunshine. Amanda met me in the lobby, smiling. Mrs. Chen. Welcome. Welcome. Let me show you to your apartment. Apartment 214 on the second floor. We walked up the stairs, no elevator needed, thank you very much. She unlocked the door. The apartment was bright and clean and perfect. Windows everywhere. The patio overlooked the courtyard with its fountain and flowers. The mountains were visible in the distance, purple and stark against the blue sky. The movers should be here Monday or Tuesday, Amanda said. Until then, there's a furniture rental service we work with. They can bring a bed and basic items if you need them. That would be great. And dinner is served in the dining room from 5 to 7. You're welcome to join us tonight. It's a great way to meet people. I think I will. After she left, I stood on the patio and breathed. Deep breath. Desert air. Warm sun on my face. My phone was off. I'd turned it off when I left Vermont and hadn't turned it back on. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Didn't want to explain. Didn't want to justify my choice. I just wanted to be. That evening, I went down to the dining room. White tablecloths. Fresh flowers. Soft music playing. People my age, talking and laughing, clearly comfortable with each other. A woman waved me over. You must be new. I'm Patricia. Come sit with us. She was my age, maybe a little older, with silver hair and bright eyes. She was sitting with 3 other women, all smiling, all welcoming. I'm Margaret. Margaret. Amanda told us you were coming from Vermont. That's quite a move. It is. What brought you to Arizona? I could have told them everything. The Hawaii trip. The Thanksgiving dinner. The years of being taken for granted. But I didn't. I wanted a change, I said simply. New place. New adventure. Well, you're going to love it here, one of the other women said. I'm Carol. I've been here 2 years. Best decision I ever made. We talked through dinner. They told me about the community. The activities. The people. The trips they took. They were going to the Grand Canyon next month if I wanted to join. There was a book club. A gardening group. A water aerobics class. For the first time in years, people were talking to me about me. Not about my son, not about my grandkids. About what I wanted to do. What I was interested in. After dinner, I went back to my apartment and stood on the patio watching the sun set over the desert. The sky turned orange and pink and purple. The mountains went dark. Lights came on across the courtyard. I finally turned on my phone. 25 missed calls. 17 from Marcus. 6 from Jennifer. 2 from my sister Linda. Texts. So many texts. From Marcus, from Jennifer, from Linda, from Carol next door in Vermont, from neighbors, from friends. All asking where I was. If I was okay. When I was coming back. I scrolled through them but didn't read them carefully. Then I texted Marcus, I'm in Arizona. I'm safe. I'm fine. I'll call you tomorrow. 30 seconds later, my phone rang. Marcus. I answered. Mom. Oh, thank God. Are you really in Arizona? Yes. You just left. You didn't tell us where you were staying, you didn't answer your phone. We were so worried. I'm fine. I drove carefully. I'm at Sunrise Senior Living in Scottsdale. Apartment 214. Can we visit? Not yet. I need time to settle in. Maybe in a few months. Months? Yes, Marcus. Months. I need space. I need time. I need to figure out who I am when I'm not your mother or your kid's grandmother. But you are our mother. You are their grandmother. I know. And I always will be. But I need to be Margaret too. Just Margaret. For a while. He was quiet. Then, okay. I understand. Thank you. Will you send pictures? Of your apartment? Yes. And you'll call? So we know you're okay? I'll call once a week. Sundays. Once a week? Once a week. That's all I can handle right now. Okay. Once a week. I love you, Marcus. I love you too, Mom. After we hung up, I sat on the patio for a long time. The night was warm. Stars were coming out, more stars than I'd ever seen in Vermont where light pollution hid most of them. I thought about the empty house back in Burlington. The house that would be sold by mid-December. The house that held 42 years of memories. I thought about Marcus and Jennifer and the kids. About the years I'd spent being the reliable grandmother. About the hurt of Thanksgiving, the betrayal, the realization. I thought about the phone calls and texts I'd ignored. The worry I'd caused. Part of me felt guilty. But a bigger part didn't. For 27 years since David died, I'd put everyone else first. Marcus first. Then Jennifer. Then the grandkids. Always available. Always reliable. Always saying yes. And slowly, invisibly, I'd disappeared into the role. I'd become grandma, mom, the babysitter, the backup plan. I'd forgotten how to be Margaret. Now, sitting on a patio in Arizona, watching stars appear in a desert sky, I was remembering. The next morning, I woke to sunshine streaming through the windows. I made coffee in my temporary kitchen and sat on the patio. People were already out walking the paths around the courtyard. I could hear laughter from the pool area. My phone buzzed. A text from Patricia, the woman from dinner last night, walking group leaving at 8 if you want to join. Meet in the courtyard. I texted back, I'll be there. I found workout clothes in my suitcase, changed, and went downstairs. Patricia was waiting with 4 other women, all in sneakers and athletic wear. Margaret. You came. Let's go, ladies. We walked for an hour through the neighborhood around sunrise. The air was crisp and clear. The sun was warm but not hot. We talked about everything, books, politics, families, life. No one asked about my past or why I'd moved. We just walked and talked and enjoyed the morning. When we got back, Patricia said, "We do this every day. You should join us." I think I will. That afternoon, I explored the community. The fitness center with its equipment and classes. The art studio with its paints and easels. The library with its comfortable chairs and shelves of books. The craft room. The computer lab. The game room with pool tables and card tables. I signed up for a watercolor class on Tuesdays. A book club on Thursdays. Water aerobics on Mondays and Wednesdays. I was building a schedule. A life. By Monday, when the movers arrived with my things, I was already starting to feel at home. They unloaded my boxes, my chair, my grandmother's cedar chest. I arranged my new apartment, finding places for everything. The photos went on the bookshelf. My favorite chair went by the window. The cedar chest went at the foot of the bed. By Tuesday, I was unpacked. By Wednesday, I was painting in the art studio with 5 other women, trying to capture the desert landscape I could see from the window. By Thursday, I'd made friends. Real friends. People who called me Margaret, not Mom or Grandma. People who wanted to know about me, not just about my family. I called Marcus on Sunday, as promised. Video call so he could see I was okay. "Mom. You look good. You look happy." "I am happy." "Show me your apartment." I walked him through it on video. The living room with its windows and patio. The bedroom. The kitchen. The view. "It's nice," he admitted. "Really nice." "How are the kids?" "They miss you. Lily asks about you every day." Tell them I miss them too. We can do video calls every week if they want. Sundays after I talk to you. They'd love that. And you can start planning that spring break visit. Amanda says the community has guest rooms you can rent, or there are hotels nearby. We'll look into it. We talked for 20 minutes. It was easier than I expected. Less fraught. We were finding a new rhythm, a new relationship. Mom, Marcus said before we hung up. I really am sorry. For everything. I know. Are we okay? We're getting there. That became our pattern. Sunday phone calls. Video chats with the grandkids. Plans for spring break. But the rest of the week was mine. December passed. Then January. Then February. I took the art class and discovered I loved painting. I joined the book club and read books I'd been meaning to read for years. I did water aerobics and found muscles I'd forgotten I had. I went on day trips with the group, to the Grand Canyon, to Sedona, to Tucson. I made friends. Real, actual friends. Women my age who had their own lives, their own stories, their own reasons for being at Sunrise. We had coffee together. Went to movies. Took classes. Laughed. I remembered what it felt like to be seen. To be valued. To be more than just someone's mother or grandmother. In March, Marcus and Jennifer brought the kids for spring break. They stayed in the community's guest quarters. We spent a week together. Swimming in the pool. Exploring Scottsdale. Going to the Desert Botanical Garden. Having dinner in the dining room. It was good. Really good. But different. I wasn't the on-call grandmother anymore. We had scheduled time together, and then they went back to their room and I went back to my apartment. Boundaries. Healthy boundaries. On their last day, as they were packing to leave, Lily came to my apartment alone. She was 11 now, almost 12. Growing up so fast. Grandma, can I ask you something? Of course, sweetie. Are you mad at us? For what happened at Thanksgiving? I pulled her down to sit next to me on the couch. No, honey. I'm not mad at you. I was never mad at you or your siblings. But you left. I did. But not because of you. I left because Grandma needed to remember how to take care of herself. To have her own life. Don't you miss us? Every day. But I can miss you and still be happy here. Both things can be true. Do you like it here? I love it here. More than Vermont? I thought about it. I love it differently. Vermont was my old life. This is my new life. I needed a new life. She hugged me tight. I'm glad you're happy, Grandma. Thank you, sweetheart. After they left, I stood on my patio and watched their rental car drive away. I felt a little sad, a little wistful. But mostly I felt proud. Proud that I'd chosen myself. Proud that I'd drawn boundaries. Proud that I'd built a new life. It's June now. I've been in Arizona for 7 months. My house in Vermont sold in December. The money is in the bank, more than enough to cover my expenses here for years. I paint 3 times a week. I'm in 2 book clubs now. I've made a dozen friends. I'm planning a trip to Santa Fe with Patricia and Carol and 2 other women. We're going for a week in September. Marcus calls every Sunday. We're rebuilding our relationship slowly, carefully. It's more honest now. More equal. I'm not just the mother who says yes to everything. I'm a person with my own life, my own needs, my own boundaries. The kids video chat with me every Sunday. They tell me about school, about friends, about their lives. I tell them about my classes, my trips, my friends. We're figuring out this new dynamic. Jennifer sent me a card last month. A real, handwritten card. It said, "I'm sorry for taking you for granted. I hope someday you'll forgive me. I wrote back, I already have. Forgiveness isn't the same as forgetting. But we can start fresh. Last week, I was in the art studio painting when a man came in. Late 60s, silver hair, kind eyes. He looked at my painting. "That's beautiful," he said. "The way you captured the light on the mountains." "Thank you. I'm Robert. I just moved in last month. Still finding my way around." "Margaret. I've been here since December. Would you mind showing me around sometime? I'd love a tour from someone who knows the place." "I'd be happy to." We had coffee the next day. Then dinner. Then we went to a concert together at the community center. He's a widower too. Lost his wife 3 years ago. Has 2 daughters who live on the East Coast. Moved here for the same reasons I did, to start fresh, to choose himself, to live. I don't know if it will be anything. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the fact that I'm open to it, that I can even imagine it, feels like growth. Looking back at that Thanksgiving morning 7 months ago, I remember the silence. The empty house. The turkey cooling in the oven. The table set for people who never came. I remember the hurt. The betrayal. The realization that I'd become invisible. But I also remember the moment I decided to change it. The moment I called the real estate agent. The moment I booked the movers. The moment I chose myself. That was the moment everything shifted. People ask me sometimes if I regret it. If I wish I'd stayed in Vermont, tried to work things out with Marcus and Jennifer, kept being the on-call grandmother. I tell them no. Absolutely not. That Thanksgiving was the wake-up call I needed. It was painful, yes. It was devastating, yes. But it was also clarifying. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give yourself is permission to choose differently. Permission to want more. Permission to say no. I spent 27 years being the reliable one. The understanding one. The one who always said yes, no matter what. It took being abandoned on Thanksgiving to realize that reliability without reciprocity isn't love. It's enabling. It's self-erasure. So I didn't cry when they left me alone on Thanksgiving. I called the movers. 5 days later, I got 25 missed calls. But by then, I was already gone. Already choosing myself. Already building a new life. And I've never looked back. If you're listening to this and you've ever been taken for granted by the people you love most, if you've ever felt invisible in your own family, if you've ever wondered when it's okay to choose yourself, I hope this story tells you, it's always okay. You're allowed to change the terms. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to leave the empty table and build a new one. You're allowed to choose yourself. Because some empty tables are warnings. And some missed calls come too late. Don't let yours be one of them. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had to make a choice like this? Have you ever walked away from people who took you for granted? I'd love to hear your story. And if you're the person who's been taking someone for granted, maybe it's time to make that call. Not because you need something. Just because you care. Before it's too late. Before they call the movers. Before you're left with 25 missed calls and an empty house where your mother used to live.